Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we weigh in on how good our respective bourbon years were. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Lori Mangum, Kathy Cool, and Katie Proof.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, so yes, we're going to be talking about our bourbon year and what we think as we look back on the year 2023 and kind of talk about how we felt bourbon-wise we did. So we'll get to that after the break. For right now, McNew said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, McNew?
Yeah, so I posted it in our group the other day, and I feel like dumber and dumber shit is getting marketed to bourbon drinkers. Did you guys see this
the chair?
The chair.
The chair? Oh, yeah.
The chair?
$15,000 chair.
Yes. How much did that thing cost?
$15,000.
It started at 14. It was like 14,669, and it went into 16,000. So I don't know if you could upgrade it or add.
It was
things.
basically a shitty chair with a Glencairn holder.
It was like a chair with a little.
And it's way too low. It's like a beach chair. That low.
Yeah, it looked like you could fold it up.
I know.
And move it around.
It's like a small sedan.
This looks like it would break in 5 seconds.
Right.
Exactly. I'm like, this, what? And it showed up. I only saw it because it showed up in like my marketed ads. And I'm like, I don't know who you think I am, but I'm not buying chairs like this. But
it's also so low to the ground. Like if I'm drinking bourbon, it's going to be a lot harder to get out of that chair.
In my post, I'm like, that sits too low. There's a face plant happening.
I think that's a benefit though, because I can just roll out and have less bruises because I fall down.
I feel like I'd get stuck in it. I'd have to. I'd be day drinking, and my wife would come home and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I can't get out of this chair. Actually,
you gotta help.
You're gonna have to help me."
I just feel like it's dumber.
You can do that like rock.
Right.
Get out and yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's so. I'm like, just the price point, right, and the design of it. I'm like, who's buying this? Nobody. I know.
Hopefully no one.
Ryan Thompson, I think. He's even got him outside. He's got him out on his porch and everything. He's like, what if someone steals it? He's like, who cares? Only $14,000. No,
just buy more.
Give me a break.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So, he's the only one I know that bought them. But no, the rest of us, no.
And they weren't like handmade by someone, right? Like it was just
it doesn't look
even
like
if it is.
No. But my question, I guess, is what is the dumbest thing you've seen marketed to whiskey or bourbon people? Because I feel like they're onto us. They're like, oh, you guys spend money on dumb shit? Here, have this item.
Here, have something.
We'll say some of the like bourbon barrel items have been stupid prices that they did really shitty craftsmanship that they're like, I made a shelf out of a piece of a bourbon stave. And it's horrible quality design, not even sure what you'd use it for. And they just put the keywords in there, expect you like, please pay $500 for this. Mm-hmm. And some
are out of hand because you used to get like a barrel head, be like $50. I'm like, okay, great. And now they're like $300 and it's engraved with whatever you want. I'm like, it was $50 last year. What? No.
Yeah, it always cracks me up how things are so different in different stores too. Like my mom and I did some holiday shopping in the little town where I grew up, and they've all these adorable shops on Main Street. It's like a little art area. And I went in one, and there were these Christmas trees that were different pieces of barrel stave twisted to make like a spun around little 3-dimensional Christmas tree. And it was adorable. It was $25. I'm like, that's super reasonable. It was petite and like really small.
Nice. Yeah.
We go 2 doors down. They have the exact same thing. Looks like the exact same product, $50. So it's like, how could it be double the cost 2 doors down? Like, this is, you don't think we know what we're doing.
Obviously, shipping.
There you go.
It was further away from the distribution center. I was 2 addresses down. So that'll do it. It's a difference. So there you go, McNew. No one was buying the chair.
Nobody's buying the chair. That's bad, but nobody's buying the chair.
You think you have that business? You're really just trying to sell one? You're just like, fuck it. If I can get one person, make me my 14K. And,
need one Brian.
Yeah. So, interesting. Well, there you go.
Please call it allocated, and somebody's gonna
get it. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Or put a dent in it. Call it one of a kind.
Yeah. If you could have that chair or a bottle of Eagle Double Very Rare, whatever it's called, Double Eagle Rare.
Eagle Double Very Rare.
Yeah, whatever that one is, that costs like $15,000. Do you get the chair or the
Double
bottle?
Secret Probation Eagle Rare.
I think I'd take that. I think I'd take the whiskey only because I could share it with friends. The chair.
No,
I would be people's heroes.
You could drink in the chair though.
But no, you can't have both. You can't have both.
I just don't even know what you do with it. You're like, come over, sit in my chair. Please enjoy this stupid, expensive chair. Please.
And then I feel like it's 2 different scenarios. If I get that bottle and I share it with you guys here or whoever it is, they're going to like me. They're going to be like, oh, that was all. How great was it that we got to taste that? If I get the chair, they're going to be talking behind my back. That moron paid for the, $15K for that chair. I'm a laughing stock.
And there's only one, so you have to sit in a room by yourself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's actually preferred because I don't want people seeing me when I have to get out of that thing. So I only want one to exist, so I don't have to subject myself to that. That's why I finally had to retire beach chairs. I had to go to like a full-size stand because I get down there in the beach and you're all nestled down, you're comfortable, and then I get up like, shit, I can't get out. The only way I can get out of this is to kind of roll out and fall onto the ground. And I know people are watching me.
Yeah.
Why you go with a beach towel?
15-year-old is like secretly filming you for TikTok.
Yeah. I know I'm on TikTok rolling out of my beach chair. So, yeah.
You gotta go with the beach towel to start, so that you start on the ground. You don't, and then it's normal to get up. You don't have to have any device to fall out of.
Right. I found
when you get to a certain age, getting up means you have to get down onto your knees, and then from your knees.
And put your hands down, then your ass is like straight out. It's like the worst look behind you, of course. You don't want anybody to see it, but that's just how you got to do it to actually get up. So it's not, But
remember when you were a kid and you would sit like that crisscross way and you could just stand right up from that?
You could stand up from that. Yeah. Stand up straight up from that.
All the time. In assemblies, we would sit still. So like I'm sitting on my floor right now at the moment in my closet, and I will move positions of how my legs are faced at least a dozen times when we record this. I still cross-leg style in assemblies on hard floor.
Yeah, no, circulation is not what it used to be.
I sit crisscross applesauce in my office chair all the time, but like 30 minutes in, I'm like, why is my
in your chair?
Huh? It's like
in your chair?
Yeah, it's like my office chair. It's like a video game chair, and I will like pull my legs up and like sit on them, and then my feet go numb, and I'm like, why? This didn't used to happen. This is new.
No. Yeah. Go to get up and just fall.
I'm like, because you can't feel your legs.
Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. On that note, guess what? It is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Lori.
I am drinking
Let's see how she's going to do.
Cooper's Craft Barrel Reserve. It is already started a little bit, as you can see. This one's a little harder because it's totally round. That's all. That was it.
You did it?
Okay, Lori, go ahead. No, it's done.
Flat on the set.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Bottle's apparently not small hands approved, so Darren wouldn't
Oh,
appreciate
no.
that. No. All right, McNew, you're next.
I'm going to go with some Henry A. Sipes from Hard Truth.
Okay. That's our lead right now, believe it or not. That's our lead.
We have high standards.
I've got Rye 3, their cigar whiskey. So here we go.
Oh,
Nice.
Solid.
Squeaky, but still very solid.
A little squeak, but I stuck the landing. There was no slosh. So
Mhm.
You did
I went the
stick
record show,
landing
no
for
slosh.
sure.
Yeah, all right. Katie, you're next.
I've got some High West Rendezvous Rye.
Okay.
Ooh,
nice
Have
high
That-
pitch. Yeah.
That's how you
Okay.
do it.
Kathy's face said you heard that. All right.
Yeah. No squeak. Stuck the landing. There you go.
Because I'm in the closet acoustics. That's why.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
it. That's
key.
it.
That's key. All
All
right.
right.
Kathy, you're last but not least. What do you got?
I'm going to open up this about a third of the way done Planter's barrel pick
Okay.
from the ABV Barrel Shop.
Okay. Just
Some
base.
base on that.
Base. Yeah. Well, not bad, but not enough. Katie wins. So cheers, gang.
Hey.
And the crowd goes wild.
All right. What we'll do next, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about our year in bourbon. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com.
Everybody, happy Festivus at the ABV Barrel Shop.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we are talking about our year in bourbon.
Yes, we are. So the question is, how was your year in bourbon? Who wants to start out? Tell us a little bit about their year and how it went.
I feel like my years get the benchmarks for success change each year, and it's
Okay.
become very, very particular. It's changed absolutely. That from the years of kind of building up my bourbon collection and my journey, I would find more of, oh, found this and found this and found this. Now it's a very select few bottles that I already know about that I don't already have. Now, I will say a few of those were filled in and also supplemented from a celebration party I had recently, where some very generous friends gave me some fantastic bottles. So I call that a win overall for the year. But I think I'd say mine's been a year of discovery of bottles I wasn't expecting, especially with the ABV Barrel Shop, that it's been trying new brands I haven't had before, and trying things that I can go in there and I don't have to have anything or any brand on my list. It's a just try and see what I like. And that's all that matters, which I think is a fantastic place to be. So I would say my year was a success.
A success. Okay. All right. McNew, how about you? How was your bourbon year?
I feel like I could have done better because for me, like, it's always experiences. Like, I want to go to places, I want to see people, and I feel like I just didn't do enough of that this year. Like, came to St. Louis plenty of times, had a great time. Everybody loves me there. I love them back. But, like, I didn't go to Kentucky enough, and I'm terrible about visiting Indiana places. I'll be the first to say it. So I need to go out more in 2024, I think.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I feel the same way as McNew. I feel like I did the thing that I'm proud of this year is that I helped other people have a lot of really good experiences. I got to like make a lot of good recommendations and help people like put some trips together, that kind of thing. So I'm happy that other people had good bourbon experiences based on my past good bourbon years, but I didn't have all of those experiences myself this year. It was one of those like, I'm kind of watching like, you're doing good bourbon things. Thanks. Keep it up. But I just had to watch this year a lot.
Yeah. I was Sam. I'm like, I need to do that. And then the year got away from me. It just felt like it was on warp speed.
It did get away from us.
I agree.
And I just didn't get to do all the things.
It was a quick year. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why, but it was a quick year.
It really was. Yeah.
Yeah. Kathy, how about you? How was your bourbon year?
My bourbon year rocked.
Okay.
I probably doubled my collection.
Wow.
Woo!
After having it the year before.
Look at you go.
Yeah.
I do. I think I probably doubled my collection. And I'm getting like being able to spend time at the tasting bar at the barrel shop, getting to know more people, getting to spend time talking about bourbon, started the Ellipsis marketing. I think 2024 is really going to be big for that. So I got to work behind the table for Hidden Barn at the St. Louis Bourbon Festival. I mean, that's just fun bourbon stuff. So
That's really cool.
Went down and did some tours in Kentucky at, places I had already been, but it's always good to go back and now that they've got the tasting bars on Main Street, there's just so much to do. So
So
I think mine was stellar.
Yeah, we did do that in June. We hit up Louisville for a day and just not bar hop, but like distillery hopped and went to all those bars.
Yeah.
And that's how I like to do distilleries now. Is like, I only want to go to the tasting room. Just cocktail. Right. All I want to do. And Main Street Louisville is perfect for that. That's a good day.
Yeah, a lot of things have been added to it too. A lot of little experiences and some like Barstow Bourbon companies down there now too. And it's
and I did do Buzzard's Roost, so that was actually we're there.
Yeah, that's down there
cool.
too.
That's cool. For me, the bourbon year was great. I mean, it started out the year in January trying to get Jerry Dalton in the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame. That all came together this past year, and in September he was inducted. Just an incredible thing. Great trip to Key West, so I had a lot of fun at that. The shop, I felt like, there took some time to kind of get the shop in order. We hired Darren in April, May, something like that. That was a big moment for us because it allows Jim and I to kind of start to take our lives back a little bit. I don't have to be there, every day that we're open. We've got someone who can help us out with it.
Of him being there the second half of the year then. But he's been able to take on too.
Yeah, and he's doing great. So that's if nothing else, if I take away one thing out of this year, Darren coming involved is great. I mean, he's a great employee, just a good person, and a great representative of our brand. So we're definitely very appreciative of him.
He's super personable and knowledgeable too. So I feel like if you
he's a funny guy,
Darren, like you're not like obviously like you want to see Steve and Jim. But like Darren rocks it. Darren's his own personality. He is fun to talk to when he's there.
What we're always looking for, and it's tough because Jim and I just live in this stuff, and you don't want that experience to drop off. We feel like that's part of the ABV Barrel Shop. You come in, you're able to talk whiskey and ask questions, and Jim and I are very comfortable that we know the answers to the things. Whether they want to talk, how to make bourbon, the science of bourbon, we're versed at that. We know the brands, the people, all that kind of stuff, and then to have someone else come in, and then Darren, a 24-year-old guy. I mean, he's. I don't feel like we lose anything when he comes in, and he works many days by himself. And he brings it just as like Jim and I. So it's got very lucky with him. So that's really a big part of the success of my bourbon year. The only thing that I would critique on myself is and I've kind of been starting to do a little bit more of that is getting back and going to Kentucky. That's where if you want to make your way in the world of bourbon, you got to be in Kentucky. And some of that went away as I was working the shop. And then, like I said, we didn't get to Darren until May, and then we got to train him and all that. So it took a little while, but I'm getting there now. Matter of fact, just had a really great night this last week. I went to Bourbon's Bistro and played cards and actually won.
Nice.
I was it was fun not only being back, but to win. And also the ultimate is knocking Bronner out. I can't tell you how many times we play that card game, and Bronner's been the one who's knocked me out. We seem to have this thing where it's him and I at some point go head to head, and he's won definitely more of those than me. But this time I won, so I was pretty happy about that.
Nice. Your movie, you did your
movie. Yeah, the movie was a crazy experience because that probably should have been out in, we were saying spring, and that was ultimately the goal. And we took on this distributor who told us they're, going to give you the moon and then doesn't deliver on anything. And then at one point, it wasn't the distributor actually doing it, but we had submitted it to Amazon with the distributor. It got rejected for a reason, a clerical error on our part. Bo submitted the wrong file format, but they told us they wouldn't resubmit. So then we tried to resubmit, and Amazon was like, no, this is the distributor's movie, not yours. It's like, wait a minute, we paid for all that. They're just trying to help us get it on some platforms. And so then we had to wrestle it back, had to send these affidavits in swearing it's ours and showing them on where we published the stuff on our website and on IMDb, showing that we own it and all this kind of stuff. It was kind of crazy. But we got it back, and then it took a long time to get approved, but it just went out as we record this just the day before. So, but excited.
The results from today, because I feel like you guys killed it.
It takes like two days, I think. It takes a couple days to even see any sort of numbers, so we know nothing yet. But it does feel like it was a good day for it. I saw a lot of people talking about it. A lot of people reached out to me and said they like different parts of the movie. So that was cool. It was neat to see and all that.
Adding to my watch list right now.
Yeah, it's a good watch. It was fun.
It feels like we're getting very good at what we're doing with this stuff. We've grown with each movie, and they just keep getting better. And Bo is just great at what he does, and Susie is off the charts with the music. I mean, it's crazy how good things are. So yeah. And then we've got another
one. Speaking of that, remind anyone listening of where is the best place to find it and the name of it, etc. Make sure everyone listening.
Yeah.
So it's on Amazon streaming. You can rent it or buy it. Buy it not like on a DVD or anything like that. You can buy it where it's streaming. You can then watch it whenever you want. So it is available on that platform. So pretty much everyone has access to that. It's also on something called Tubi, which is a free thing with commercials. So if you want to watch it for free with commercials, you can do that. That was set up by the distributor. I've never watched anything on Tubi, but I understand it's pretty out there. A lot of the different platforms have access to it. So if you're using Apple TV or whatever it is, a lot of them have that on there as one of the options. So it's out there. So a couple of ways you can watch it. It's called Colorado Whiskey, and tells the story of 5 Colorado distilleries, allows them to tell their story, which collectively helps tell the story of the Colorado whiskey scene. And we have Nate Winiger, who is a guy who comes on the show and stuff like that. He actually is in the movie talking about some of the things why Colorado is so conducive to having so many distilleries come in. So it's good. And that movie was tough because we shot so much good footage. And then the big thing is, how do you cut it down to, we probably have 20 hours worth of raw footage. And, there's not any bad stuff. We're interviewing people that are interesting and, finding out about them. And then you got to go being like, that's just not good enough for the movie. Oh, there it is. There you go.
I just rented it.
All right. Excellent.
You guys really put everybody in the best light, and it looked super professional. Like, it was definitely like, we're interviewing this person and that person. And I think Heather from Syntax was really interesting, and I don't think enough people have mentioned
Not
her
a
yet.
personality that most know. Yeah.
Heather was one of my favorite segments. She was fantastic.
Yeah, she is. She's special. Been a good friend for years. When I first wrote a book about bourbon, she was in that book. Her and Ryan Thompson are the two people, and Christine Riggleman. So there's 3 people out of the 20 distilleries I featured that I talked to. The rest of them I kind of dropped off with and don't really talk to, but those I've kept in touch with. And Heather is awesome in there. I don't know, a lot of people know her distillery. It's called Syntax. But definitely check it out. It's in Greeley, Colorado, and worth going to. It's in an old grain elevator, and she's an engineer. All the construction of the property, redoing things and all that. She does all that besides making the whiskey. She also makes the whiskey. She has a business partner who has a full-time job as a meteorologist, who his contribution is when he can work. I know he does some of the finance stuff and all that, but he also is like the bartender. So, and it's just like 2 of them. It's just like a 2-person company. So, yeah.
I'm feeling a Colorado trip now.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
It's worth seeing all those. So, yeah.
Steve, so this is coming next year. I really wanted to go to Colorado for Frozen Dead Guy Days. That's a thing I very much want to do, but it's running into our Bourbon Palooza weekend. So you should know I'm choosing you over Frozen Dead Guy.
Wow.
Feel the love here.
What is Frozen Dead Guys Day? What is that?
It's the whole thing in Colorado where there was this family who their grandpa wanted to be cryo frozen when he died, and they could do it in California. It was fine. They moved to Colorado and just stuffed him in a shed, and apparently that was illegal. There was this whole lawsuit. Now it's a festival.
Apparently that was illegal. For those of you who don't know, this is stuff a dead person in a shed. Apparently it's illegal.
Apparently that's not
He
okay.
was frozen first.
He's frozen. He's a frozen dead guy.
They do have Frozen Dead Guy Days, and they moved it to Estes Park last year, but I couldn't go. And I wanted to go this year, but I would rather do our thing.
Don't they propel themselves down a hill in coffins?
Tell me more about
they do. They do coffin races down a mountain.
Is there cheese that rolls down the mountain too?
What?
That's a different thing, but that is an awesome race to watch.
No, so I was like, I want to do Colorado this year so bad, but I will be in Kentucky with you.
I'd like to go to Colorado too and do an event there. It's definitely on the bucket list of stuff to do because we have so many friends there.
Let's make it in 2025 and coincide with Frozen Dead Guy Days to be convenient for.
Possibly. That's in like March though. I don't know if I want to be in Colorado.
In March. Colorado in March doesn't sound great.
No, that's too cold. Yeah. I'm not into that. So.
June maybe.
Yeah, June.
July.
So, yeah. We've got St. Louis Whiskey is a movie that's going to be coming out. It's done and ready to go. We've been holding off on releasing it because Colorado Whiskey wasn't out yet, and we didn't want to jump in front of ourselves. So now we're going to probably wait a couple months, give this one some time for fans to discover it, and not be promoting 2 things at once. But once that dies down a little bit, then we'll get this new one out called St. Louis Whiskey, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, pretty excited about that. So, set myself up for a good bourbon year, 2024. We'll see.
Nice.
Yeah.
So would you say that's your number 1 bourbon goal for the year, Steve? Is like the continue to build that up with the movies? What's your number 1 goal for next year?
My number 1 goal, if I could get anything to happen, it would be to get Jason Bronner in the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So I've been working on that. There's some of the right people have already taken note, which is pretty awesome. And whether or not that turns into them taking action to put him in, I don't know that yet. But I've been in some conversations with some, and it's just crazy to me. Again, I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy who lives in St. Louis who's a fan of bourbon and started a podcast. And then I helped get Freddie Johnson in, and then the great Jerry Dalton. And now I'm at the footsteps here of getting Bronner in. And again, I haven't done anything other than be the mouthpiece, the person that's banging the pot, with a spoon, just saying that you need to look at them. This is the person. All of these people, the 2 that are already in, and Jason deserves to go in. Jason deserves to go in not because I'm good at getting people's attention. Jason goes in because of all he's done for the world of bourbon.
Well, I would just like for you to remember me when they get to the point where they just call you up and say, Steve, who is it this year?
That would be ideal. I would love to get like a gig that is like helps with the nomination process, but
yeah.
I feel like I've shown my loyalty and merit, the ability to help them. So, yeah, that would be
Not that I deserve to be, but I would at least like to get the
that'd
chance.
be something, right?
Right?
Yeah.
2024 goal, Kathy.
Kathy goes in.
Oh, let's think more like 2030 or 2035.
Okay. Now, Katie Proof the reindeer is off camera now. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be
It got a little warm in the closet.
Oh, okay, there it is. Got too warm with the hoodie.
We had a costume change.
Yeah.
Costume change.
From onesie to t-shirt here.
The t-shirt,
So,
okay.
Costume change.
occasionally these things end up on YouTube. So just in case we went.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yes, especially if you have a sloppy bottle pop and pour alcohol all over yourself. Those things.
Yeah.
Those things tend to make it.
I came in with socks on. I've already lost my socks, so I'm like,
well,
everybody's about to go.
Ate it longer than I thought I would because I was in the onesie before dinner, and it was already like tied off at the waist as I was eating dinner, and so I was asking John how long he thought I'd make it in the onesie while recording. I made it almost 2 shows? No,
almost 2 shows.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
Pretty darn close.
The reindeer onesie lasted longer than I expected. So I'm pretty proud. That might be my second success for 2023 in whiskey right there.
All right.
Anything else of note for the group for 2023? Things that you want to mention that were successful?
I would say planning for group activity. So you have to plan in 2023 to be getting together in 2024.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the Bardstown.
Our events are getting bigger and bigger. It's like
they're selling out like within minutes. So
I know.
It's like allocated bourbon.
I'm like, does anyone want to do a train ride? 8 minutes later, it's all sold out. And
I'm very excited about that.
I was a pretty hard baby on that, and I think I'm going to end up in a secondary car, so it's okay.
I think Steve's event planning for next year has been a big 2023 development, I'd say.
Yeah. Oh, I had to. Neil Robinson took me aside and threatened to kneecap me, basically, unless I started doing some more events. He's like, hey.
Did.
You used to do all this stuff. And he was at the shop, and he takes me outside. He's like, can I just talk to you for a second outside? Neil Robinson, the world's nicest man, so I go outside.
Nice.
I go outside. He puts his arm around me.
Right.
Yeah, just like in the mom. Puts his arm around me and says, boy, this is a nice shop you got here. And boy, it's so good you're paying attention and doing all that stuff. But don't forget who got you here. All right. Maybe you need to do some events.
People were missing events.
Man. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I do want to say about the Colorado movie, the Robinson cameos. I was just
they're great. You probably even missed some. They're in so many of them.
That should be a drinking game.
Yeah.
Every time the Robinsons appear,
great idea.
Drink.
Because I didn't know when they were showing up. They were also making it a drinking game.
There's like some photos of the crowd, some shots of the crowd. They're in the crowd. You know, if you know where to look for them, they're there too. So yeah, they're in that movie all the time.
That's fun.
I love it.
Very cool.
I like that. Make it a drinking game. That's it.
And
So
we have to get an official count so that we know how many times we should see them.
All right, I'll have to get the official count and see.
Yeah.
See,
You
maybe
can
that'll be a
this,
prize.
and then everyone who listens to this show can go do it. The drinking game.
Dave, if you can give me all the shots they're in, I'll make you like a bingo board we can send to people and like
that's iconic.
That's
all right. Yeah, I can do that.
That's awesome.
I can do that for sure. For sure. All right. Well, there you go. On that note, we're going to wrap up by talking about where people can find us. And Lori, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
Yeah, y'all can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Spirited Curves.
All right, Katie.
You can find me costume changing almost as fast as Taylor Swift here on the podcast, and also over on Instagram at Katie Proof.
All right, Kathy.
I am on Instagram at KK Cast Strength.
McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. That's the one you got to check out. Everything that we do is out there. We put all the previous shows, our blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. We've always got events going on. We took a little break from about November 15th to the end of the year. They are going to be restarting all of our events in January. That's always the plan. We do a holiday spectacular during the month of second half of November and December. McNew and Kathy put together some great baskets for us and really create a lot of excitement. They've been selling like crazy this week as we record this.
MVP this year.
Darren helped
MVP.
coordinate it. Yeah. So he did a good job. So, but come by and see us, or maybe take part in an event. You can see what we're doing online over at abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Later.
Bye.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing, the ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.